This is Craig McKnight, also known as the Muffin Man, with Muffin the Good Vibes, saying you're listening to the Bradley's House podcast.
Nothing is impossible, but certain things are highly improbable. Don't think I'll meet your kind again, not in this lifetime.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Bradley's House, the podcast. I am your co-host, Jarett Orr. She is the executive director of the Nowell Family Foundation, and our host, Ms. Kellie Nowell. Kellie, how you doing today?
I'm doing fabulous, Jarett. Thank you. How are you?
Super excited, as always. When am I not? When it's recording day. Kellie, I'll tell you, we're so lucky that we have so many amazing guests that we get to have come on the show. And usually you're setting them up and I get to just look at the schedule and go, oh, shit. Oh, sweet. But, you know, with all of the music and recovery guests, and we've just been so lucky. And today is no different. Another staple in this genre that we all know and love so much. And we get to find out a little bit about how it all got started today. Kellie, who are our house guests?
Well, today is my turn to look at the schedule and say, oh, shit, because you did such a great job of arranging this awesome interview. I don't think there's anybody in this reggae rock scene who is not familiar with SugarShack Sessions. They're some of the most phenomenal recordings, hearing people play acoustic and just really getting in there and getting the vibe. I so look forward to seeing those whenever there's new ones that come out. There have been so many of my favorite artists that have done them. And today, Jarett, you have arranged for us to talk with founder and director of SugarShack, Eddie Kopp, and co-founder and art director, Arian Antonucci. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being on the show with us.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Thank you. Yeah, we appreciate it.
This is really a treat for us. As I said, so you guys are legends in this industry because you've just had so many phenomenal artists on. And the way that you guys do it is makes it so accessible and so fun. And it's just such a different twist on everything. How did you guys get started with that?
Yeah.
Question right there, right?
For sure.
I'll let Eddie start off with that one.
Whew. So at the very beginning, go back eight years ago, 2014, I had filmed a band on my back deck here at the SugarShack. The SugarShack is my personal home right now. And has been this whole time. It's just my back deck that the bands come to. Me and Arian, a couple of other guys that are part of the team, were doing freelance video work, and we had a local band that asked us if we could shoot them a live video to a new acoustic track they did. And at the time, I had my house. I moved in quite recent to that, and I said, yeah, I would love to. I have a back deck. I'd maybe sit you guys in a half circle and we can shoot the video there. And when we did, I just saw the magic of the composition and the feel, and how they were a reggae rock band as well, and just the whole fit and the vibe. And I just was super inspired from that moment on. And at the time, I was a huge fan of Mo Boogie. You know, obviously MTV Unplugged growing up, and just loved that acoustic format, and had the crazy idea that, hey, maybe I could start a session channel on this back deck. I was in a touring band for 5 years before that, and you know, I had a network made of artists around the state of Florida, and I had a group of buddies that could run cameras, take photos, or do videos, and record audio as well. So somehow I convinced 4 other guys to try this out with me, and work for free for a long time, and see what we could do, build it from there, and that's exactly what we did.
That's fantastic. Now, Arian, were you a part of it from the beginning?
I was, yeah. Since day one, we talk about the very first session a lot too, because you know, so much has changed. You know, like anything, like we've grown and changed our processes here and there. But yeah, I do remember kind of the day Eddie brought it up to me. We were working together at a print shop, actually. You know, Eddie and I go back in the filming world, we kind of met in the wakeboarding industry, filming action sports and wakeboarding. And I've got a video background and a photography background, and we just kind of crossed paths in that realm. And I do remember the day kind of Eddie brought it up to me. I was sitting at my desk at the print shop, and, he was doing his thing. And he just says, like, man, I got this idea. I got a couple guys. I'd love to try it out. And I come from a music background. My family was all, my dad, my mom were musicians, and I'm a musician. And I was like, yeah, let's do this. Like, I love to film. I love music. Let's have some fun with it. And I mean, there's been a lot of ups and downs since day one, but 8.5 years later, here we are, and even tonight doing this podcast, like I, grew up with Sublime and that whole world, and just kind of,
Awesome.
It's full circle really for me.
Yeah.
It's a blessing to kind of be where I'm at and have such a solid group of guys too. I mean, people call us crazy for 5 of us going into business together and 8 years later still doing it and not cutting each other's throats. And
Now who's crazy?
Yeah, exactly. So it's been really fun. I mean, I really couldn't ask for anything better in what I do and what the rest of the guys do on the team. So yeah, it's awesome.
Who
When you
was
guys
that?
started-
Who was that first session?
Yeah.
Who has
Yeah.
the very first SugarShack session?
It was an artist that go by the Sweet Teas. Obviously when we started, we dipped into that local network first. We were calling all our buddies, anybody that we knew that played music in town here in Bonita Springs and Naples and Fort Myers area. We're in the Southwest Florida area. That's who we were calling everybody we knew to help us put content together. Free videos that go on our channel. It's still the model to this day. And, we just built that content together with the local scene and then go from there to regional and then state, and then started getting into national bands and international bands now.
Wow.
But the Sweet Teas, it was a trio. It's a cover too. It's funny. Our first session ever was a cover. When
Nice.
we preach originals so hard now, but we started the channel with a cover.
If they only
awesome.
knew they were making history on that day.
That's
Yeah.
right.
It's wild
Yeah.
to think about.
Did you ever think that 8.5 years later, you guys would be where you are now? I mean, that's really not very long to have done as much as you guys have done.
We've done a lot of things. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
not at all, right? Like I think looking back, obviously it was a passion project and a hobby, and and it still feels like that because it's fun. It's something that you don't really, when everybody's like, get a job, get a real job, do this, do that. And it's like I feel blessed, right? And I said earlier, just to kind of be where we're at and to be able to, turn this hobby into something. And yeah, I would have never have thought. I knew we were going to do something cool with it, right? Like I didn't think it would really kind of grow to where it's at now and have the reach and with social media and everything and how far that reach is. It's international, it's Australia, it's the Philippines, and it's real humbling to kind of hear that, especially through the comments that come in on the YouTube videos. And it's pretty amazing. I got a solid thunderstorm going on right out here.
Is
too.
that really thunder?
Yeah, that was
Holy shit.
a big bolt of lightning right out my window.
Whoa.
There.
Oh my gosh.
It was a
Oh
good one.
wow. Yeah, that's like a special occasion in Southern California to
Oh,
get
yeah.
thunder like that. Like maybe once a year if we're lucky.
Oh my
We're in
gosh.
it
Oh
now.
wow.
It's full on. We're full season now. It's cool.
It's daily. Yeah.
Wow.
So I'll tell you guys, I've been a fan of the SugarShack Sessions for I don't know. I've probably been watching for 5 years now,
Sick.
something like that. So I'll tell you a pretty crazy story. I used to live in Portland, Oregon, and I was moving from Portland, Oregon, back to the East Coast, to Buffalo, New York, and I was selling my van. I was just flying back. So I was going to sell my van in Portland and I was moving back. And one Tuesday night, I'm watching SugarShack Sessions, and I have somebody that's coming to look at my van. So I'm waiting for them to show up. And the guy gets out of the car and he comes walking up up to my front door. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now? And I walk outside and I go, hi. The guy goes, hey, my wife called for me to look at this van. And I went, you're fucking Ron Artist. I'm watching you on the SugarShack Sessions right now on my cell phone. And he's like, oh man, that's crazy. And I'm like, yeah, it's real crazy. And it was just the weirdest thing ever. And I think about that all the time.
Wow.
How I was literally just randomly watching it. It just came out, and the guy came walking up my front
Damn.
steps. So
Wow.
That's crazy, man. That's a good
so
story.
then I started watching a lot of videos with like
I got
bikini
goosebumps.
models, but that didn't. I wasn't able to harvest that, but I did get Red Artist to show up at my house.
Couldn't manifest the bikini models, huh?
No, I tried though.
Damn, that's
wow.
wild. That's really cool. Yeah,
That is.
Ron's awesome. I know when he came, and he's such a unique artist, and coming all the way from Hawaii too, right? Like we've gotten bands that have come over from long places, and he had his family and everything. That was awesome.
Yeah, really awesome. We still have his daughters were drawing like pictures for us the whole session while their dad was recording with us, and there's still one of his daughter's pictures like hand drawn on crayon on the wall here.
Oh, I love that.
That's cool.
And that's timeless because he had a daughter in one of his sessions too, and that's something he'll have forever, which is really awesome.
Yeah, what a memory.
Super special.
Was there a specific? You guys started this 8.5 years ago, and obviously, like you said, you started building it up. Was there a specific session that you guys remembered early on where you were like, "Holy shit, we got these guys. We kind of made it."
What would you say, Arian? I would say Ballyhoo, the movement, or maybe the green. The green may have been like, okay, we're on to something good here.
Yeah, the green. I mean, I think Ballyhoo, really, honestly, and just to be current where it's at now, because we just had them back and we're releasing their session. And Eddie just did a post with kind of the throwback photos from the original one back in 2014, and
Oh, wow.
how young we look and how different the place look.
So crazy.
Yeah, I think I remember Ballyhoo because we were all working different jobs, and I was like, shit, I got to get out of work. I'm over there, just got out of work, still got work clothes on. We're filming, Ballyhoo's coming up. We're all kind of really nervous. It was cool. But yeah, like the greens there, for me, I know the movement for sure. Those guys gave us a lot of trust early on, which is really awesome.
Really cool. Really cool.
And are there any bands that you really, really would love to have on that you haven't yet?
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we have our wish list. Absolutely. I think, for me, Dave Matthews would be a bucket list item. Jack Johnson, even, Rome and Sublime and the whole crew now. And
Absolutely.
And we do a lot more than just reggae too, which is really cool, right? Like we're a music discovery platform. We're a channel that hosts all different music. So we're open to everything.
Oh, nice.
Absolutely.
That was going to be my next question. If you had done other genres, that's really cool. Do people reach out to you guys wanting to get on, or is it mostly you guys kind of hand selecting who you want to have?
Yeah, we get a lot of inquiries for sure. There is that dream sheet that Arian mentioned that, we're always reaching out and trying to book bands that we're into and we know may be a good fit for the channel. But at the same time, there's constant inquiries that we go through as a team. I typically am like fielding all those emails and then, sending to the group, like, what do y'all think of this one? And then, it's always just like a feel, right? There's always like a good feel for the channel that, I don't know, it's something that we've kind of curated over the last 8 years for sure. And that's, like Arian said, it spans over so many different genres now. We've had Americana and folk and bluegrass on the channel. And
wow.
Reggae has definitely been the dominant genre and definitely the one that opened its doors to us first and really took us in and like we've helped a lot of bands along the way and it goes both ways. Like
sure,
the modern reggae genre has done so much for us. It's unbelievable. Very appreciative and very grateful.
Where do you guys want to take it from here? Do you have any plans for making any changes or just keep going the way you're going?
It's a great question. I mean, just recently we opened our doors to the public to be able to come to the shack and experience sessions with us live. So
fun.
We've only done one session so far where we had ticketed guests, and then I think we have, what do we have, Arian? Like 6 or 7 dates on our website right now. and I think half of them are sold out already. It's been
Wow.
the reception has been unbelievable. It's been a lot of fun. So that's definitely like that's where our focus is right now, is trying to bring the fans in and experience what we do here, and then from there, I think, I don't know, maybe a physical space after that. That's
A physical
that's not my
space
home.
that's not your home. Yeah.
Exactly. Maybe a venue or something like that where we can host shows and host a lot more people.
Yeah. Now, by the way, you mentioned your website. What is your website?
SugarShackSessions.com.
All right. We'll make sure to repeat that several times and put it in the show notes. So if people want to get tickets to come and see, they can get them there on your website.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we have an experience page on there, and it's actually built through Airbnb, so it's an Airbnb experience.
Oh.
And with this ticket, you get it's exactly that, a full experience. You get a meal. We've got a chef that comes down from St. Pete that does custom meals on each session. We've got a local craft cocktail lounge, Chartreuse Cocktail Lounge. They come over and they'll do custom crafted cocktails depending on the band. We've got wireless headphones that are all, the audio is mixed and mastered for the most part, so the guests can hear all that. So it is truly an experience. It's not just coming to see a show. It's something really special.
Wow, that sounds awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it is really cool. And I think for us, it's been, we really wanted to work towards this for so long, but I don't think we really knew it. Like we wanted to share the space, and we have so many people email us and say, hey, how can I come to the shack? And we do have to tell them, no, it is Eddie's house. And, Lisa and Eddie have lived there for 10 years now, and it's, it's home to them. So you don't want to just invite a bunch of people in, but at the same time, like, you want to be able to share that experience. And
yeah,
it's kind of to piggyback off what Eddie was saying, we'd love to do maybe a live venue somewhere where fans can come in and do a session, but then also we can give them a place to do a full show and make some money while they're on the road and all that.
So Eddie, are you married or
technically engaged?
Technically engaged. I'm just wondering if there's somebody else that's going, oh great, our house is a fucking concert again tonight.
Yeah. Lisa is the best. She's been,
I would say so.
She's been along
patient.
for the ride.
I know that.
So. Very, very much so. She's
been
along
a lot, that's for sure.
Yeah. But 8 years of doing this, we've found a way to make it work and to keep Lisa sane at the same time as best we can.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a balancing act. How often do you do shows?
What is it now? Average 3 a month, somewhere in there, I think, is our goal.
Yep. Three a month. Yeah. We try.
You guys are busy.
Tricky in the summertime. We're definitely dodging the weather and working around that. But that's our goal.
No, you guys aren't just, and you kind of touch on that a little bit. But I know that out at Cali Roots, I saw a lot of SugarShack shirts and people running around.
Yeah,
nice.
Are you guys out there filming at those events as well?
Yeah. Yep. So we, along the way of the journey of the SugarShack music channel, we've simultaneously built a media company too. So we specialize in video production, whether that's corporate, commercial, music festival recaps, those kinds of things, documentaries for other brands and bands. So, so that's been a big part and a way to fuel the channel for all of us that are here. We do freelance video work essentially. And so at Cali Roots, we were covering all the recaps. We're putting together an after movie, and then we were also doing next day edits.
Yeah, you guys are really out there doing it all. Now, Eddie, you said you were in a band before. What kind of music were you playing? Was reggae always been your influences or your background?
I joined a band called Common Ground. Started a band called Common Ground, and we were modern reggae, hip hop for sure. We would fit right in.
I heard it from you. I didn't hear that.
We'd fit in right these days. Hip hop group for sure, and that's how I met a lot of bands in that scene. Starting this channel up, and I had that network established in Florida.
What do you play?
I play the drums.
Instrument.
I play the drums. I'm on the channel a few times. I've sat in with a few artists on sessions now, and then. It's kind of fun to apply like drums are definitely my first love, and then I found filmmaking in college. But it's cool to kind of mix the two now, and they go hand in hand too, with from editing to directing to just the relationships we have with artists. It comes from artists for sure, musicians.
Awesome.
I get it, Eddie. So you're like, yeah, we can book you, man. Just leave your drummer at home.
Yeah.
it's like Daryl's house.
Right.
And Arian, you said you come from a musical family. What instruments do you play?
Yeah, for sure. I actually grew up playing drums as well, but I play a lot more guitar and bass now. I've picked up bass a little bit, but yeah, my folks were classic kind of folk guitar players. Grew up with classic rock and Neil Young, Fleetwood Mac, that whole realm. And my family would always there'd always be people coming over several nights a week and jamming, and I just grew up around that world and yeah, just been around it ever since.
So maybe SugarShack needs to be in your backyard next. Since you're used to having people come over and jam throughout the week.
I do have a cool backyard. I mean,
yes, he does.
We've actually been, some of the guys here, we've been jamming a little bit. We've got like a little SugarShack family band, so we do a little jamming here and there, and when we get the time to do it. So it's nice to be able to sit down and do that.
Yeah,
SugarShack family band is just fun to say. First,
it is. It really is.
I like just the sound of it. Now, Arian, you had mentioned that you grew up on Sublime, and you were a Sublime fan. So, if in an ideal world you were able to get a Sublime SugarShack, what's the first song you would want to hear Brad play back there on the porch?
Oh man, well I know that I grew up to a lot of them, but like the 40 Ounce to Freedom album was just, I remember just having that on repeat, right? Like from front to back. I used to go to the beach, the Outer Banks of North Carolina and a couple friends and drive down the coast and surf and bodyboard. And, that was the soundtrack really to my summer. So, I mean, obviously Sublime's got the hits like Bad Fish and things like that, but it's hard to say, really. That's a good question.
There's not a wrong answer, by the way.
Yeah.
You could say every single song off of 40 Ounce to Freedom, and I would accept that.
I mean, that's one of those albums. It's like from start to finish. Like, don't even shuffle it. Just start from the first song and go all the way to the end. Like, it's just it's classic. So
for sure.
Yeah, and then getting into reggae was growing up. You did classic Bob Marley, and then obviously Sublime, and then when I met Eddie and the crew, I was introduced to a little more of the modern reggae scene, Soja and the movement and that whole and Stick Figure, and I wasn't really privy to all that really growing up. I wasn't used to it, and it was cool. It opened my doors to a lot more of that genre.
Nice. I'd have to say JailHouse or Waiting for My Ruka.
Way to win the fucking show, Eddie. JailHouse is obviously always
That's his favorite.
the number one answer anytime anyone asks this. I always say that there is no right answer, Eddie, but the truth is it's fucking JailHouse is the right answer.
Yeah, I love that song. I love that song.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So you guys, you're talking about maybe getting a physical venue set up. Is that something that's like down the line farther, or is that something that you guys have thought about? Because you got to think that there's a ton of people that are dying to get at the SugarShacks. I mean, there are hundreds of thousands of people watching these videos on YouTube.
Totally, man. I think it's inevitable. I think we've been tossing around the idea for quite some time, and I think the brand will be there soon to be able to kind of support something like that. I think between a venue and maybe a SugarShack Music Fest, I think that both are kind of in the cards eventually.
Where'd the name come from, SugarShack?
Great question. So when I first moved into this house, the SugarShack, I was leaving campus living at the local, there's a big university here in our town. And so I was transitioning from like student living to an actual house to get out of that area, like as college was ending for me. And so I was kind of in between leases. So the house was like 30 days was just empty. We were able to move in whenever we would like. And at the time, the band I was talking about, we were practicing in the living room. And one of the first times we did, the bassist walked in, and it was his first time at the house, and he just said, "Hey, this is a sweet little Sugar Shack, Ed." And ever since, that band called it the Sugar Shack, and then our friend circle started calling it the Sugar Shack, and then everybody kind of, our whole social like circle here was calling it the Sugar Shack. And then when it came to making this channel, I was like, what are we going to name this? You can barely say SugarShack Sessions, but like it's but Lisa talked me into it. She's like, no one's ever going to forget that. You have to call it that. So here we are.
Smart woman.
Yeah. So technically Lance came up with the name. Shout out Lance on bass.
All right.
Man, those sweet
for
teas,
sure.
those sweet teas, they're really making, they don't know. They paved the way here.
That's right.
Holy shit, man. That is amazing. So you guys are doing 3 a year. How often or 3 a month, excuse me, you said. How often are the videos coming out? And for people that may want to check out the SugarShack Sessions on YouTube, if you've been living under a rock for the last 8 years and you haven't seen them yet.
Yeah, so we put out videos 4 nights a week, Tuesdays through Fridays. It's awesome, whether it's sessions or pop-up performances. Our channel SugarShack Sessions is the kind of the flagship series, as we like to call it. It's the back deck SugarShack Sessions. Other than that, we've built a lot of mini series, whether it's one takes or live music videos or on the spots. We have a lot of little mini series that make up the channel. So over those 4 nights a week, we release one video somewhere in one of those categories.
Yeah, just
those like the artificial sweetener sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, Kelly.
I know. I couldn't resist. That's my version of a dad joke.
Nice.
I guess that would be a mom joke.
That's a good one.
Thank you. You're all humoring me. I can tell, but that's okay.
No,
I'll take it.
That one's gonna kill. Don't worry.
Hush.
That one's gonna kill. Don't worry. So you guys are. Do you guys go all year round? Have you ever had the weather blow out a SugarShack session that you were really excited about?
Oh man, great question. That just happened. What, like 4 days ago for the first time ever? Right, Arian? Like 5 days.
Whoa.
Yeah, it just happened. Rain after 2 songs, the rain came in and shut it and stuck around long enough to shut us down. First time ever.
Oh.
Yeah,
you don't have like a tent or something?
Well, we're usually pretty good about either calling it, we'll move it inside if it's last minute. We really want to make sure we can do it on the deck. Like that's the first and foremost way to do it. And we got a couple songs in and we just thought we could push it, and Mother Nature took over. We've got shade sails. We do have tents. We've got secure places and tarps and things like that. But this one just didn't let up. There was a couple of hours of solid rain, so we did have to reschedule.
Yep.
But that's part of it. It's the ambiance. I mean, even though the music didn't go on, we still had a really good meal for everybody, and just the whole experience part of it. I think the band really respects that. Like the bands that are there, it's not just like come in, record the music, and roll out. Like you get to hang and you meet all of us, and we get to hang out for a couple hours and have some drinks and have some good food. So
yeah, it's
not a total loss when it happens.
Yeah. It's a very like personal experience for sure for everybody. We try to make sure that hospitality is on point and that the band's having a good time, and that's what translates through the videos, because the bands feel comfy. And but the last session got shut down because of rain, but they're a band out of Miami, so it's only a 2-hour drive, so we got lucky. We got lucky in that regard. It wasn't a touring act right now, so they'll be back in July.
I always say the only reason I go to shows is because I can't get the artist to come play in my living room. But I think, Eddie, you have solved that problem.
We did it.
Right? That's brilliant.
Yeah,
that
for
is
sure.
Absolutely brilliant. You're my hero.
I always laugh every time she says that, because she acts like the bands won't come play in her living room if she asks.
Nobody's going to come play in my living room, Jarett.
Because they totally will come and play in your living room. Just so you know.
Ask. You just got to ask.
Them. Yeah, they'll do
it. That's what we did. A lot of people say no. A lot of people say no, but bands started saying yes.
Yeah, that's all you need are the ones that say yes.
I'm gonna put you guys both on the spot here, and
Okay.
I feel like I would not be living up to my journalistic integrity if I didn't.
Okay. I like it.
I know you're very grateful of everybody that's come through and all, but I need a favorite session.
Ooh, favorite session.
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't necessarily have to be because of the bands. Maybe something memorable happened, or it was some. But there's got to be a session that just sticks out to both of you guys.
What comes to mind, Arian?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, usually for a band, for me, I always say like the Green, you know, because that was early on and we loved them. And I mean, hearing those guys sing harmonies on the back deck was just, I mean, it's unbelievable. But for like a really crazy session, I would say, I think for me, it was like when Fortunate Youth came down, and we had, you know, a special guest because we had Leilani come in. Was that the same time, Eddie? Right? Like Leilani was in that one.
Oh yeah.
And then Jacob Hemphill came down, and I remember I just got home from the hospital with our daughter. Right? We had our daughter. It was that morning, and the guys were hitting me up, and they're like, "Hey, there's a special guest coming. It might be Jake." And my wife, I love her. She puts up with a lot, and I was like, Jill, I got to go down. The guys need me. Right? They need me. And I remember getting down there and parking and walking up to the shack, and I see Jake out. You know, he's walking on the street with his phone, and I'm just like, holy shit, Jacob Hemphill's here. And that session with Leilani that changed the world one was that, you know, and Jake wasn't going to do it, and he sat in and he actually wrote the lyrics in Eddie's house. We've got the lyrics on a piece of paper in his house, in the shack there. And and that session is just, it's one of the strongest ones to date. And you know, and that's kind of like the magic of SugarShack is, you know, Dan sat in on that song and did a verse and just flawless. And Jake did one, you know, they all did one take on that song, and it was just amazing. So that's probably one of the most memorable ones for me too.
Totally. I agree with both of those, and I would add Mike Love was just it's his first time here with us. We worked with him previously, but this is the first time he came to us in our spot, and it's just always next level with Mike, and him by himself here was just bananas.
I'll bet.
Mike Love's a great guy. I've had a chance to meet him a few times. The guy never has shoes on. His feet have to be like fucking.
Oh man, his toes. You watch his toes work the board down there. It's crazy.
It's cool.
I don't know how he does it. I cringe just thinking about it, but he's obviously, you know, very used to it at this point. But I always notice that every time I see him, I'm like, man, he's just fucking bombing around with no shoes on. I step on a Lego at home and I'm disabled for 15 minutes. I'm in the corner in the fetal position, holding on to my foot, whimpering.
Is that Floridian lifestyle? We're barefoot a lot here too.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
He fits right in.
So what should our viewers be watching out for? Can you guys give any hints to some upcoming videos that'll be dropping or artists that we're going to see on there?
We got Fortunate Youth coming back. That's going to be a good one. At the end of the year. They haven't been back in like 3 years or something, right, Aaron?
Wow.
A while now. Yeah. Those boys are a lot of fun for sure.
Oh yeah. What do we got coming up? I'm looking.
We got Common Kings coming up this summer. We're real excited about that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Duran Jones, that'll be a fun one later this year.
Oh, nice.
And what else we got? We have
It's always unique because you never, like, honestly now each day you never know, like some inquiry comes in or a new band reaches out, and it's exciting, really. I always, you know, I see a text from Eddie come through on the thread, and it's like, oh man, what's this going to be? You never know. It's going to be somebody wants to come to the shack. So we have
Mahali coming next week. We're all looking forward to that one.
Oh yeah.
And then,
how was COVID for you guys? I mean, did that, obviously people weren't able to travel as much.
It
gather together.
It slowed us down for sure. I don't remember how long exactly we went without filming a session. Was it like just a few months, Arian? I don't remember exactly.
It wasn't real long, but yeah, I think a few months. I remember, I think Cashed Out was the first band back after all that, you know, and but we're able to build content, right? So we were safe as far as like being able to release content and have enough to get us through. So I mean, yeah, like everybody, it slowed us down, but we kept chugging along. You know, we did what we could do to keep it going.
We kind of went back to our roots and just started booking only Florida bands. Bands that could drive to us same day and drive home, just to get back into sessions. So that's what we did, and you know, just build from there.
Smart.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have done so much for the music scene, and you guys have really, like I said, you've become a staple in the genre, that, you know, especially in the reggae genre. Once you've gotten on SugarShack Sessions, you know, you've kind of started to make it a little bit, and I think it's just amazing that you guys give this incredible platform, not just for the artists to play the songs, but for the fans to kind of get an opportunity to get an up close view of our favorite artists or upcoming artists, or maybe even artists that we weren't sure that we liked, but then you guys put them on SugarShack and we see how awesome they are, and we decide that we do like them. So
that's what it's all about.
I've had that happen a few times. So I'm like, you know what? These guys really aren't that great, but oh shit, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The magic of the show.
Strip them down to nothing, right? And just, you get raw talent from a musician. You can really see how good they really are.
Exactly. I do think that's a big part of the magic of what you guys do. Is it just, the focus is all on the music, and just is very raw and real and relatable, and I just love it. You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you so much.
Is there anything that you guys want to share with the audience that they should know about SugarShack that we haven't put out there? Plug all your shit, upcoming shows, websites, anything that they need to know.
Oh boy. Yeah. Check our channel out on YouTube, subscribe. That's the best way to support what we do. Hit that big red button, and follow our 4 nights a week of new content. We try to keep it nice and fresh, and music for the whole family. And we try to bring entertainment for everybody. And we're about to hit 100K on Instagram, so follow us on Instagram too.
Oh, congratulations. That's huge.
Community is growing. It's amazing.
Yes.
We're really building
and it's well deserved.
Really building up our merchandise line too. We've been doing that for a while, but really putting emphasis in, building the lifestyle, or building the brand as a lifestyle, and the merchandise. And Eddie and I are both graphic designers, so we have a lot of fun just coming up with designs and trying to encompass everything that is SugarShack. So any of the merchandise, that supports us as well, and just kind of allows us to keep us doing what we're doing.
And all the merch is on your website, SugarShackSessions.com?
Yeah, lots of new stuff currently right now too, actually.
Yeah.
Right on.
We'll be out at Reggae Rise Up, Baltimore, Reggae Rise Up Vegas this year. We love those guys. They're family to us too, the whole Vaughn and the Live Night crew and Reggae Rise Up. They put a lot of trust in us early on, and we'll be out at those new festivals they've got this summer.
Awesome. We tried to get into Reggae Rise Up Baltimore, but we were a little late to the party. But we will be back at Vegas this fall, so we'll see you there.
Cool. Well, let's grab a beverage.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, guys, thank you so much for being on the show. Like I said, Jarett and I are big fans. You guys are just a staple amongst this music community, and I hope you're super proud of what you've accomplished, because you really have done a lot, not only for the bands but for the fans. We all love hearing it. Whenever there's a new one that comes out, we all get excited, and have you checked out the new SugarShack? It's just, you guys are doing a great job, and so congratulations.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate that.
Thank you. It means a lot.
Yeah, it's like Christmas morning when I see the new videos come out. Like I said, and Kellie's a big Ballyhoo fan, so when you guys said Ballyhoo, you hit her. You definitely hit her spots. But I just sent her the mixtape that just dropped, the SugarShack video starting to make its way around. So excited to see all of the new stuff that's coming up from you guys and SugarShack. So again, I can't thank you enough for spending some time chatting with us. And so many of our listeners have watched so many of these SugarShack sessions. Now they get a little bit of a background on how it all started, and two of the guys that were behind getting this thing rolling and building this empire of live music recording.
Thanks so much, y'all.
Yeah. Thank y'all.
Appreciate you.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. Damn, it was cool having the guys from SugarShack on. It's anytime I get an opportunity to speak with somebody like that. I mean, I've been watching SugarShack sessions for 5 years now, I think, like I said back in the podcast. It's just it's cool to be able to hear about these stories and how they all started.
I agree. And honestly, I was a little starstruck. Like, they've really done some amazing things in the last 8.5 years, and just getting that whole thing off the ground and becoming such an iconic media outlet, if you will. Like, I'm so impressed with what they've done. And I think after the last 5 years of, working to build the foundation, just understanding how much goes into that, and there's so much behind the scenes. They've got to be incredibly hardworking people. And we're so blessed to have them be a part of this great music community.
They've done an amazing job building a brand, and
yes.
It's just to see how approachable and laid back, and they're just a couple of guys just coming and hanging out and talking, and the cool shit that they've done and do on a regular basis. Just a huge shout out to SugarShack and the whole team over there.
Absolutely. Remember to check them out at SugarShackSessions.com. And of course, if you haven't already, subscribe to them on YouTube. Although I would imagine most of our listeners are already subscribed, but they do such a great job. Love those videos, love seeing them drop. So it's a fun way to get notified about the new things that are coming down the pike.
And speaking of live music, the Nowell Family Foundation has another amazing benefit show on the horizon. I'm super excited about this one, Kelly. We've started to see the flyers getting shared all over social media. Hope you guys are going to be there. Alex's Bar on June 25th, right?
Yes, it's going to be phenomenal. I'm so excited. We did this back in February, also at Alex's, and had such a tremendous response, and quite honestly had such a wonderful time. Alex's is a great venue. Alex himself is a wonderful human being. They're always so good to us, and it's a great place to see a show. So we are super excited to be able to be doing another event there. Like you said, Saturday, June 25th, starting at 6 p.m., going from 6 to 10. Of course, Jakob, my nephew, Brad's son, is going to be doing Sublime music. Anybody who was there at that first one in February, it was difficult to not be crying. I was just going to say that. I was going to say there was not a dry eye, but in all fairness, I was not looking at everybody. But me and everyone around me, we were all crying. So
that's a safe thing to say. There were no dry eyes.
Yeah, it was really powerful. And I'm telling you, it's going to be another really killer one. Last time it was Jakob and Miguel. This time it's going to be Jakob and some of the members of Burritos, board member Casey Sullivan, his amazing wife, Katie, their drummer, Ian. I'm just so excited to have them. Of course, they are tremendous at playing Sublime music, and to have them be playing with Jakob, I think is going to be a really, really special night. Of course, we've got Sensi Trails, Gabo, Fayuka, Dylan, Brecky. I'm so excited. It's going to be a great lineup, a great night of music, and tickets are available now at alexsbar.com. So make sure you go grab your tickets, $30, plus I think there's some fees for the whatever service they use, but every dollar of the $30 of the admission ticket, Alex is donating directly to the foundation, which is so incredibly generous of them. So anyway, I'm super excited. It's going to be a great night. June 25th, 6 to 10. Definitely check it out.
Yeah, it's going to be an amazing event. And
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Jarett, but I just realized one of my favorite parts. In between each set, we're going to have DJ Product spinning. And he, of course, is, a Long Beach legend, goes way back. And we're super honored to have him at another show. So big thanks to DJ Product.
I fucking love DJ Product.
He is an incredible human being.
There's just nothing not to love about it, guys. So it's an awesome opportunity for you to get out, for you to hear some amazing live music at an iconic venue, especially for Sublime fans. It's just really a great opportunity to get out, have a fun night, and help support the foundation. And, every penny goes a long way. Now, I don't know, Kelly, if if somehow you could grab your magic 8-ball, and if you could ask Brad, like, what do you think we should do? He would probably say to take the money and give it up to charity, right?
He would.
Yeah,
He's been known to say that once or twice.
that might be something that he would say. And I think that if you do that, it's possible that it could all come back to you and you'll get what you deserve. And for those people who don't think that theory is right, and maybe you're going to think about not donating the money, if you try to test that, you are bound to get served.
Bound to get served. Yeah.
What I'm doing is I'm trying to prevent you from service. For everybody that's listening. So get to alexsbar.com, get your tickets, and you can avoid being served.
Yes, and we do have some surprises coming up too, which I guess if I tell everybody, they're not really surprises, but we are going to have a silent auction. We have a couple of really great paintings by Marple that's going to be just so cool. He made those paintings while he was listening to Sensi Trails. Then he had all the guys from Sensi Trails sign the back of the paintings, and then he donated them to us, which was so sweet. So we're stoked to be able to have Sensi Trails playing. Then we'll be auctioning off the artwork that they've signed. There's also a chance that we're going to have a special guest there live painting. Is that correct, Jarett?
Yeah, of course it is. We're going to have Rast One's going to be out there. He's going to be set up. He's going to be doing some live painting. He's going to be kissing hands and shaking babies and doing what Rast One does. So you come out for the music and you get to check him out as well. So yeah, I'm super excited about the whole event and everybody. That we had to make some changes last minute. Oh my God, what are we gonna do? Gabo, hey, plug me in. I'll come up and play. We're super lucky for everybody that donates their time and their efforts into helping the Nowell Family Foundation. And speaking of that, I had an opportunity to meet Justin out at Cali Roots, and he has created some art for some of our new inspired merch that's available.
Yes, in fact, he was so kind and donated some artwork to us, and so we created a t-shirt from it, had those at Cali Roots, and they were selling like crazy. So we finally got those up on the website. And those are now available at thenowellfamilyfoundation.org. We've got the cool shirts. We also have the incredible coffee that we've been talking about for months, made by our good friends down at North County Roastery in San Diego. Big thanks to Kevin. He has done an amazing job with this coffee. And I love my coffee in the morning. I have to have coffee in the morning. And this coffee is insanely good. And I did break down about a year ago and finally got a Keurig. And so I was kind of bummed, like, oh, damn, we're coming out with coffee. What am I going to do? But my daughter-in-law got me these reusable Keurig K-Cup things so I can grind up my Bradley's House coffee, put it in my little reusable K-Cup, and make it in my Keurig, which I just absolutely love. So if you're a coffee drinker, if you know someone who's a coffee drinker, they make great gifts. The artwork on the bag is beautiful. Of course, it's Justin Oltiswig's artwork from the album, with the most amazing whole bean coffee inside. It's a blend of organic Nicaraguan, Mexican, and Colombian beans, dark roast. Jakob and I picked it out. It's really delicious. Oh, speaking of Jakob, one other thing I did want to mention about our show on June 25th, it's Jakob's birthday. So grab your tickets at alexsbar.com. Come on out and sing happy birthday to Jakob with us on June 25th.
Yeah, come celebrate Jakob's birthday. And guys, listen, we get it. Of course, we're going to tell you the coffee's good. What else would we say? But don't take our word for it. Hop on Facebook or Instagram. Look up posts from the people that have already purchased it or have been out to the North County Roastery. And everybody's saying amazing things about this coffee. I'm not really a coffee drinker myself. I thought it tastes good, but for people that do drink coffee, I mean, I've seen the comments pouring in, and everybody says how amazing this coffee is. Plus, it's a really cool bag, like you said, with the artwork. Yes. I suggest picking up two: one for collecting, one for drinking.
There you go. Great idea.
yeah, so you guys can get all of that stuff available at the NowellFamilyFoundation.org, or you can stop right into the North County Roastery if you're in the Oceanside or San Diego area. So
Yes.
you can stop right in there and pick it up and have a cup of it and say hello to Kevin for us. So hi, Kevin. Thank you. Yeah, guys, thank you very much. And again, in the description of this show, Anna will go ahead to include our link. That'll get you to all things Nowell Family Foundation. You can find out how you can pick up a shirt, where you can get that coffee from, how you can donate $1 or $2 to help us. So we are getting ready to get Bradley's House up and open. Lots of big announcements are coming up over the next few months. But guys, if you're, like I said, if you're thinking about, hey, should I get a t-shirt? Should I get a do it, because we're getting close and we need to make a big push here.
Absolutely. And hopefully we'll have some announcements in the month of July. I know I've been sort of hinting at that, but yeah, we should have some big announcements in the month of July.
I get so excited for announcements. So Kelly, every single week, everyone knows the deal. We play a song, and it usually has, we have a musical guest on, this week, the SugarShack guys, they've had every musical guest in the world pretty much on. So we could find it real easy to link any musician to this episode because the amount of people that have been connected with SugarShack. But I think because we talked a little bit about Dan Kelly and the amazing show that they did there, the fact that Fortunate Youth is coming back, the fact that we all agree that JailHouse is the best Sublime song ever written, I think it is a no-brainer that for letting everybody out this week, this is from the compilation album, The House That Bradley Built, brought to you by our friends at Law-Records at law-records.com. This is Dan Kelly doing an amazing rendition of JailHouse. I hope you guys enjoy it. Until next time, I'm Jarett Orr. She's Kelly Nowell. You don't have to go home, but it's time to leave Bradley's house.
Oh, said I won't give it up to you. I feel love, love. Oh, JailHouse gets empty, and Rudy gets a plenty. Oh, the battle stick is shorter. Oh, and Rudy gets taller. Can't fight against you. Oh no, 'cause we're strong and the rude people. Yeah, oh no, yeah. Well, I was a youth in 1983. It was the best day of my life. Had the 89 vision. We didn't fuss or no fight. When all the little downers wanna be my wife, felt the vision. It was playing on my guitar. I had to be there. When the rhythm, it was playing. Oh, I knew that I gotta be there, yeah. Oh, now Bradley is singing up there, yeah. Oh, love is baby hanging out here, yeah. Oh, the rhythm, it was singing versions, reggae versions. Told to the wise and uprooted, it's gonna be revealed unto babes and sublime. Can't fight against you, oh no, right now in the rude people, oh. Fight against you, oh no, right now. And rude people, oh no. Say we're gonna rule all this land amongst children. We're gonna rule this land, oh yeah. 'Cause we're alone, it was playing on my guitar, on my guitar. I had to be there, hard to be there. I had to be on the beat. I had to be there. Oh, no, 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 no. Said when I was a youth, it was the best day. It was the best day of my life. Had a young vision. We didn't fuss or no fight. When all the little daughters wanna be my wife, well, I read them. It was playing on my guitar, on my guitar. I had to be there. 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 Ooh, no, 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 no. Oh, I had to be there. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. The jailhouse gets empty, empty, yeah. And Rudy gets plenty, 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 yeah. On the bottom shit gets shut out, no, 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 no. And Jakob gets taller, oh, oh. Can't fight against you, 'cause we're strong, and them rude people, no, 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 no. I wanna let you know, oh, I gotta let you know, no, 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 no. Ooh. Can't fight against the youth.